Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be trying a lot of new makeup that I recently purchased at the drugstore. I have a huge pile right here and I want to show you guys everything I got. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't have a new primer to show you guys, but I am using the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. It's the 12-hour makeup grip primer. I love this primer. It's so good. It's comparable to the Milk Makeup Primer. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all over my skin, and I have like this little bump here. I don't know what happened, but it feels like it's kind of like a bite, like something bit me because it kind of itches. So I don't know, but it's like right here on my temple. And for the center of my face, I am going in with the Revolution Pore Perfecting Primer. If you guys have been watching my channel, you guys know that I really love this primer for my pores. It's not said to be a mattifying primer, but it doesn't make me oily, and it does a good job of filling in those pores. And then I'm going to add the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer just to add a little bit more hydration. And for eye primer today, I'm going to go in with the Revolution Pro Eye Elements Primer in Central. I'm just going to place that on with my finger. I am going to set that primer with my Pretty Vulgar powder. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get into eyeshadow. I did purchase the Hot Chocolate Eyes Sugar Cookie Palette by e.l.f. This is part of one of their holiday, I guess, collections at Target. So I bought this one, and I also bought the blush palette. So we're going to be using both of those today. I saw this palette online one time when I was on e.l.f.'s website, and I was considering buying it, and I just didn't bite the bullet. But then when I saw it at Target, I went ahead and picked it up because I knew that these shades would look so beautiful, especially for the holidays. But this is what the palette looks like. So these are the shades in the palette. They're really beautiful shades, very fall and winter-like shades. So I'm really excited to use this. So I wanted to show you guys this brush that I bought from Sonia Kashuk. It's the rounded crease brush. I ended up buying this and I ended up loving it, so I bought two more. But this is one of the best crease brushes, and it blends in that shadow really well. So we're going to start with this. So we're going to go ahead and go into this shade right here. Now this palette doesn't have any shade names, so I'm going to have to show you each shade that I go into. So I'm going to go ahead and place that in the crease. And you'll see how well this brush is just like blending this shade in. It's doing such a good job. This eyeshadow is coming off really nicely on the eye too. Today is the first day of November. Yesterday was Halloween, and we didn't really do anything for Halloween. We usually give out candy, but we didn't do that this year. Of course, you guys know the reason why. But we did see some trick-or-treaters, so I guess people were giving out candy. Okay, so this blended in really nicely with this brush. Like I said, this brush is so good, guys. I'm gonna use this Morphe M573. I'm gonna go into this orange shade right here. I'm going to put that in the crease, deepen up that crease a little bit more. Wow, that came off really well. So beautiful. Okay, I wanted to try to use the green, but I think I'm gonna wait to do that. So I'm going to go in with this matte shade right here, and I'm using that same brush. I'm just going to go on the outer portion of my eye, kind of bringing it into the crease. Well, I'm not kinda, I am bringing it into the crease. I'm just kind of focusing it on the outer portion, like halfway to the outer portion, or to the corner. If it's a little messy on the outer portion, we'll clean it up. That's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go in with the MAC 242, and I am going into this shade right here. It's this gold shade, and I'm going to pack that onto the lid. Well, that's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and use this Morphe 305 brush. I'm going to go into that really dark brown shade. I'm just going to use this to deepen up that corner. And I'm not putting too much there. I'm just using it to kind of give it some depth. I want to go ahead and take that Sonia Kashuk brush and just kind of blend everything together. I'm going to go ahead and take a makeup wipe. I don't have a lot of fallout at all. I'm just cleaning up the edges, kind of making it a little bit sharper, but not too sharp. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with foundation. I have a foundation by Candied. I did mention this in my October favorites. I finally found the shade Honey. So Honey is really what I would use because this is more of my like winter shade. I am still like a little bit tan, so I do go in with a little bit of warm honey just to give some warmth to my skin. But if you're my shade, I would definitely go with Honey because Honey is like more my winter shade or colder month shade. Now this comes with an applicator, and I do put this directly on to my skin because my skin is clean, so I don't really worry about this getting contaminated. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this on my skin where I normally put it. This is a very full coverage foundation, which I love. And I was really surprised that I liked it that much. I don't know, I thought it was gonna be too thick, but it's perfect. It's such a good foundation. So I'm gonna go in with warm honey, and I'm just gonna go in between the honey. And it looks like a lot, but I really didn't put on that much. I just took whatever was on the wand when it came out. One thing about this is that the smell isn't all that great, but it goes away once you blend everything out. It's not too bad. So I am gonna use this e.l.f. Marshmallow Blender. I bought this as well at Target. Again, this is probably part of their holiday collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet this really quickly, and then I'll be back and we'll blend this all out. All right, so I went ahead and wet this, and guys, this is super, super soft. It feels like a marshmallow. So yeah, this is the shape. It grew this size after wetting it. I have another one here. I bought two. This is when it's dry, and this is of course when it's wet. It does have like that flat edge to it, which I really do like. I like that in their e.l.f. Total Sponge, but this feels completely different than the e.l.f. Total Sponge. This one is a lot softer, and it doesn't have like that sponge feeling that the Total Sponge has. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and test this out right now. Just gonna press all of that foundation in. Oh yeah, it's doing a good job. Feels good on the skin because it's so soft. Ooh, I like this. I really like this. It's blending out the foundation really well. I love this foundation, guys. I think I actually paid like $7 for it. I can't remember, but it was cheap and it is really good. So that is the foundation with one layer. So gorgeous on the skin. And I think in my October favorites, I thought that they were discontinuing the foundation, but they're not. They actually repackaged it. I don't know if this is the new packaging or the old packaging, but I know they came out with new packaging for it. Now, from what I know, they did not change the formulation from the old Hard Candy foundation. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I did mention that in my October favorites. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a little bit more of honey because you guys know I like that full coverage look. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more of honey just on the areas that I need it. And even though I'm adding this much, guys, it's not gonna look cakey. It never does. It looks so good on the skin. Now I still go in with a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't have to use as much as I normally do, like if I'm using a very light foundation or even a medium foundation. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. You'll see I'm not putting much on. I'm really liking this sponge, guys. It's so good. I'm gonna bring a little down on my neck only because that's what I usually do to kind of make everything just like go together. I did want to show you these other two sponges that I picked up, and I picked these up at Walmart. These are the Wet n Wild sponges, the ones I love, but the difference is they came in different colors, I guess for Halloween. So I picked up the black, I picked up the lime green, and I also have an orange, which I've already used, but I just wanted to mention these because the Wet n Wild sponges are some really, really good sponges. They're actually one of my favorites from the drugstore, but I think this is gonna be like my second favorite. I love this, so good. So when I went to Walmart and picked up those sponges, I also picked up the Glamoflauge Pro Full Coverage Concealer by Hard Candy. I picked up two shades. because I'm not really sure which one's gonna work on me. I picked up Sand and Warm Light. Sand looks a little bit darker than Warm Light, so I might go with this one. So I think I'm gonna go in with Sand, and if I need a little bit more brightness, then I'll go in with Warm Light. But I wanted to try this because I love the foundation so much. I thought this would be a perfect time to try it. They have the same applicator that the foundation has. Kind of reminds me of the Makeup Revolution foundation and concealer. So I'm just gonna put that here. Ooh, this looks like it's gonna be full coverage, guys. Looks like it's gonna be really nice. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel like thick. It went on thin, but it looks like it has some good consistency to it. So I'm just gonna press that in with my e.l.f. sponge. And I think this sand is a good color for me. Oh yeah. Wow, that looks so, so good. It looks super smooth under the eyes, and it looks like it's hydrating. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this. I don't have a powder, so I'm gonna set it with my Pretty Vulgar powder. Just pressing it into that concealer. Okay, that set it really nicely. Like I said, I don't have any new powders, so let me go ahead and get my Undone powders. I haven't used those in a minute, so I wanna go ahead and use those today, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna use my Undone powder in light, and I'm just gonna use this for the center of my face. And then I'm gonna use my Undone powder in medium, and I'm gonna use this for the perimeter of my face. All right, guys, I picked up a new e.l.f. brown pencil. I love this pencil for my eyebrows. It's really easy to use. It has great pigmentation to it. So yeah, so I'm gonna use this today. I am gonna do this really quick off camera because it'll just go faster for me if I do it that way, and then I'll come back and we'll finish off the rest of my makeup. So I didn't tell you guys, but this is in the shade Neutral Brown. Normally I buy dark brown, so I don't know why I picked up neutral brown. That's probably why I was having so much difficulty getting that color in there. So I guess I just picked up the wrong one, but I can still use this. It was just that I had to work with it a little bit more because it's not as dark as the dark brown. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Sephora. This is the Sephora Brow Gel. Just kind of keep everything in place. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this cheek palette. This actually is called the Candied Cheeks palette. It has 2 highlighters, 2 bronzers, 2 shimmer blushes, and 2 matte blushes. So we're gonna use this today. My lips are really chapped right now, guys, so let me find some lip balm. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm. This one's in Just Peachy. I'm just gonna put a little bit on because they just started feeling really chapped. All right, now back to the Candied Cheeks palette. So this is what the palette comes in. It is a $10 palette, which I think is a pretty good deal for what you're getting. So this is the palette itself. And then here are all the beautiful shades. So there are 2 bronzers right here. I'm gonna use the darker one of the 2 because the other one looks really, really light. That is what that shade looks like. It's a little bit warmer than what I go for, but it's still pretty. I could even use it as a blush. It up my chin area. It went on really nicely. So it's like really smooth, easy to blend. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit warmer than what I like, but I don't mind it. It's just really pretty on the skin. I'm gonna clean off this brush. I'm gonna go ahead and go into a blush. So I was wrong. This is not a bronzer. It's actually the one I used here and then this one down here. This is a bronzer down here. And this one looks like it's a little bit more cool toned than the one I used. So this is a blush, this is a blush, this is a blush, and then this is a blush, and then you have your 2 highlighters right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a more peachy tone blush. Now there is another blush that I have here that I wanted to use today, and it's a liquid blush. It's by Milani. So what I think I'm gonna do is go ahead and go in with that peach blush, and then I'm gonna put this on top, kind of like the Patrick Ta method. So yeah, so let me go ahead and use this brush, and then just kind of press it. And this really doesn't show up too well on my skin tone. It's very light, but that's okay. We're gonna use the Milani blush because I'm really excited about this. I heard some really good things about these blushes. It's a Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush. That's what it looks like. The shade I got is called Nude Flush. So I think this is gonna go good with this eye look today. When you open it up, it is a squeezy tube. So I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand. That is the shade right there. And then I'm gonna take that brush that I used and I'm going to just dip it in there and then I'm going to press it into the skin. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow, wow. That is pretty. I love this. Can you guys see how beautiful this is coming off on the skin? I'm telling you guys that Patrick Ta method is the bomb. When you put on a powder and then put on the cream blush on top, it just comes off so pretty. Okay, so that is a nude blush. I am loving this, guys. I'm loving the way this looks. That is pretty. I'm really glad that I used this today, guys. It came off so nice on the skin. So I am gonna go into a highlight in this palette. I am gonna go into this lighter shade here. There is a darker shade right here. It's really pretty. I just think it would be too dark for this look. So yeah, I'm gonna go into this shade here. I'm gonna put this on top of that blush. These are powdery, guys, but they're so pretty. Every shade has gone on so beautiful. Look at how, oh my gosh, look at that. I am in awe of how great this palette is looking. That is gorgeous. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. I'm not gonna put a lot because I don't like to put too much there. I'm gonna put some above my eyebrows and above my cupid bow. All right, guys, so we're gonna move on. I did buy 2 mascaras. One of them is the Air Volume Mega Mascara by L'Oreal. Is this L'Oreal? Yeah, L'Oreal. The other one is by Milani, the violet one. It's this one here. I have used the waterproof one and I really didn't like it. It smeared everywhere. So I'm not gonna try this one today. I'll try this one at a later time. So I do really wanna try this one. This is that Air Volume. It's a new mascara by L'Oreal. I'm really excited to see if this is gonna work on me. My eyelashes are still in growing mode, so they have grown quite a bit since I've been using the Lash serum, the new Lash. So let's go ahead and start with this. We're gonna go ahead and let me get my eyelash curler. I actually bought a new eyelash curler that I'm really excited about, and I'll show you guys in a later video because I want to do like a haul video. But I'm gonna go in with the Tweezerman eyelash curler. You know what, before I do that, I need to do my bottom lash line. Hold on a second. Let's get this e.l.f. palette back out. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm gonna start off with that peach shade right there, and I'm using a Sigma Exact Blend E32. I want to take that orange shade right there and go on top of that peach. Then what I'm gonna do is take this darker shade right here. It's like a darker brown shade. And I'm going to put that as close to the lash line as possible, kind of deepen that lower lash line. So now I'm gonna take the Tweezerman eyelash curler. So this is what the actual packaging looks like. And it's kind of weird because it's flat, but it looks cool. This is the brush. It's a very thick type of brush. I don't know if you guys can tell. So yeah, I'm gonna use this on my top lashes. I'm not gonna use it on my bottom lashes. It is grabbing onto my hair, It is grabbing onto my eyelashes really well. Not thickening them, but it's lengthening them. I'm gonna let this dry and I'm gonna put on another coat. I'm gonna go in with the second coat. I'm going right to right at the edge and then bringing it up. That second coat made it look really nice and full. You know, what's weird is that my hair is like somewhat curly, as you guys can see. It's like sticking out in the back. And my eyelashes are super straight. e.l.f. Smudge Proof Mascara, one of my favorites. I think it is my #1, honestly, from the drugstore. I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lashes. All right, so now we're gonna go into lips. I'm gonna use my KK Beauty lip liner, and this is in the shade Nude 2. So I have 2 lip products that I wanted to show you guys. One of them is the Hard Candy Gloss Topia Ultimate Lip Shine, with hyaluronic acid. This is what the packaging looks like. I do want to use this today, but I also want to go in with a dark lip today because I have this beautiful shade by Maybelline. It is in the shade Mocha Inventor. It's this one here. I love these matte liquid lipsticks. They're really good, but I do want to try this one first. And this is, like I said, by Hard Candy. This is in the shade, what is this called? This is in the shade Prism Lit, but this is what the applicator looks like. This is perfect. This actually smells like candy. It doesn't feel like really goopy. It doesn't feel sticky. It just feels really nice. So far this is working for me. I love the look that it gives the lips. It's very nice and glossy. And the fact that it has the hyaluronic acid in there makes me think that it'll be nourishing for my lips as well. So yeah, really do love this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this off because I do wanna use that darker shade that I showed you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then I'll be right back. All right guys, so I let my ponytail down, I put on some jewelry, and I also lined my lips again. And I'm gonna go in with this matte lipstick. Super excited about this because I had been waiting for this to come back in the store. Finally found it. So, ooh, it smells like straight up chocolate. I don't know guys, what do you think? I really like it. I love this shade, especially now for the fall and the winter months. I think it's beautiful. I don't know if it's a little too much for this eye look. It's a little vampy, but I like it. I really do like it. All right, so the last product I wanna use is this Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist. I think I've used this in the past. I can't remember, or I might have used Hard Candy's regular finishing spray, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this one today because I bought this around the time that I bought the concealer. So here's the packaging. It's supposed to have like a 12-hour wear. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray this all over my face. I'm shaking it up, and then I wanna see what the spray is. Oh, it's nice, okay. Okay, that went on really nicely. It feels very hydrating on the skin. It says here that electrolytes energize and hydrate skin. It's oil-free, silicone-free, and alcohol-free, which is a good thing. So yeah, so I will test this out today and see if it keeps my makeup in place and makes it last. So yeah, guys, I have really enjoyed doing this video today. There is nothing in this pile that I did not like. I loved everything, especially these e.l.f. palettes. These are outstanding. If you are in Target and you want a really good palette that has good pigmentation, that goes on well, that blends easy, these are the palettes that you guys want to pick up. They are so good. I really love the way these applied. They're just phenomenal. Everything else went on really well. I will have to test out the concealer to make sure it lasts on me and it doesn't crease and it stays all day. I'm looking down here to see what else. The other thing was the mascara, to make sure the mascara doesn't just smear everywhere. I want to make sure that it just stays in place as well. And I really love this new sponge. This is definitely going to be added to my favorites list. And then for the Milani Blush, this is so good. I am looking forward to purchasing more of these. I just think it looks so beautiful on the skin. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you are new here. I really appreciate your support. So take care, be safe, and we will talk to you in the next one.